Today is a very special day. That's why all of you are here. What is the day today?
Christmas Day.
Is that why you're here today?
Sunday.
Well, this is a very special month. It's naturally a season of giving. Everybody's in a very happy mood. It's the end of the year. It's a very celebratory time, and everybody is in the mood of having fun, giving. Some people are reflecting on what sort of a year they had. Some people are making plans for what they want to do in the new year. But it's a very special month spiritually, because it's the month in which the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Sri Krishna. And that's why I'm here today, to share a little bit about the Bhagavad Gita and about sharing the Bhagavad Gita. So for those of you who remember, we had a presentation like this a couple of weeks ago, and in that presentation I had lots of gifts to give away. I also have lots of gifts to give away today, and we have an interactive skit as well, so please stay tuned. Before we start, I'm thank you. So like I mentioned, this is a month in which the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. We had the festival of Gita Jayanti, the day when Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to his dear friend Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So why is it that we're talking about the Bhagavad Gita today? So this is how the Bhagavad Gita as it is looks, in case you don't have it. If there's anybody here who doesn't have a Bhagavad Gita today, we'd like to give you one as a Christmas gift. So please come see me after. That's my first gift to all of you. Please come see me after, and we'd be happy to give you one Bhagavad Gita for your use today, if you don't have a Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is spoken. The Bhagavad Gita was spoken on a battlefield. One may think that spiritual knowledge is for somebody who's done everything they have done in their lives, made all the money, raised all the kids, and now retired so that they can focus on their spiritual life. But where did Lord Krishna speak the Bhagavad Gita? On the battlefield. So right in the middle of the action. He didn't choose a mountain somewhere to give this most important spiritual knowledge, but right in the middle of the battlefield before the battle is about to begin. So before your biggest exam that you've ever taken in your life, you're stressed out totally. Maybe I was. So maybe you're stressed out and you don't know what to do. Maybe you're thinking, should I run away? Is it too much? Will I ever be able to do this? That's how Arjuna was feeling. He was really confused. He was stressed out. He wanted to go away. He wanted to quit. And Lord Krishna then imparted the Vedic knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and allowed him to navigate through the battle. Of course, as we all know, Arjuna emerged victorious. And that knowledge of Bhagavad Gita has been made available to all of us through the medium of Arjuna. It is said that all the Upanishads, which are our holy texts, are like a cow. And the milk of the cow is the essence of that cow. And Lord Krishna, like an expert cowherd, is milking the cow of the Upanishads through the medium of the calf, who is Arjuna, and giving us that knowledge so that we can take that knowledge, the essence of Vedic knowledge, and apply it in our lives. Not apply it in our lives when we go to a forest, when we've lived our life, done everything we need to do, but right here in the battlefield of our life. Right in the middle of all the stresses that we have every day, right in the middle of all the decisions that we have to make every day. So Bhagavad Gita is essentially spiritual wisdom that empowers our life. Okay, figure this out. I have to chant some special mantras for this to work. Okay, so there are 5 things the Bhagavad Gita talks about. The word Bhagavad means God and Gita means song. So Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's song. It tells us what is right and wrong. There are 5 things the Bhagavad Gita talks about. So the first one is, who am I? And you can think of the Bhagavad Gita, just let's rewind. We can think of the Bhagavad Gita as a manual of life. When you get a new product, most of us, or some of us I guess in this day and age, look up the manual to see how to use that product optimally, in the right conditions, in the right environment to get the most best result. So the Bhagavad Gita is like that manual. The first thing the Bhagavad Gita tells us is, who am I? Am I this body, the material body, or am I a spirit soul? And the answer that Krishna gives is that I am a spirit soul, not this body. And in that answer lies the solution to many of our life's problems. When we associate with the temporariness of our body, the things that are around the body, and we get absorbed in it, we become happy when there is success, and we become very sad and depressed when things go away. That problem will be addressed if we realize that we are actually a soul, which is beyond all these changes. Yes, things will come, things will go, and it's natural to feel sad. But this is temporary, and this too shall pass. The Bhagavad Gita tells us that we're like a fish out of water, and the real home for the fish is the water. No matter how big a credit card you give the fish, and ask the fish to go and shop at the Eaton Center tomorrow for Boxing Day, no limit on your credit card, no limit on your purchases, the fish is not going to be happy. So in our life, we try to get happiness from all different things. A big car, the new iPhone, a college degree for your kids. What else? A trip to your dream place. But all of that doesn't satisfy the heart. So the first thing is, who am I? The second thing is, where am I? So the Bhagavad Gita is like a GPS. And what is the first thing the GPS tells you? Where you are. Because you can only, excuse me, you can only go somewhere if you know where you are. If we don't even know where we are, what are the conditions in which we're operating, how can we go somewhere else? So what is the nature of this world? Who controls this world? This knowledge is presented in the Bhagavad Gita. The third thing the Bhagavad Gita tells us is, what am I doing here? Or what happens if I do this here? And what happens if I don't do this here? So karma. That's what the Bhagavad Gita tells us about. The third thing the Bhagavad Gita tells us is, how long am I here for? Because again, it's not a permanent place. We know, we've seen in front of us, people come and go, babies are born, people leave their bodies, and this happens all the time. So it's not a permanent place, it's a temporary situation. So how long am I here? Kala. And the fifth question is there anything beyond this? So yes, in my little world, I can control as much as I can, but then there is somebody who can change many things. Is there something beyond me? And Krishna answers that in the Bhagavad Gita, that yes, there is a God and you're not him. So Krishna gives this knowledge, the essence of all knowledge. The Atma, Prakriti, Karma, Kala, and Ishvara. These 5 topics are what the Bhagavad Gita talks about. So the Bhagavad Gita is the guide. Again, I'm going to backtrack. You may say, okay, you know what? It's fine, it's great. All this philosophy is wonderful. But how do I apply this in my everyday life? I'm stressed out, I'm very angry at somebody, or I'm really sad because something happened, I lost something. How do I apply this knowledge in my life? So for those of you trying to take pictures, hang on one second. I have a gift to give, don't worry. So the Bhagavad Gita presents many solutions to our modern day problems. And if you go to the next slide, Manisha, you can get that sheet that I just put up there with all the solutions for the modern problems. It tells you which ones to go to if there is any problem related to anger, depression, feeling lonely, feeling sinful, all of that stuff. So you can scan the QR code with your phones. This is my gift number 2, okay? I'll give you 30 seconds to scan it, and if you have problems because you're sitting too far, you can come closer later and take the picture. Everybody got it? Anybody needs more time? Please go ahead. It's the day of giving. Santa Claus has brought the Bhagavad Gita for you today. So hopefully this will empower you to read the Bhagavad Gita and apply in your lives every day, and to find spiritual solutions to to our modern day problems. I'm not saying that spiritual solutions are the only solutions, but they're the perfect and the complete solution. So if you're hungry, you definitely need to eat. But the Bhagavad Gita will tell you how to eat so that you don't perpetuate your suffering more eternally. So the Bhagavad Gita presents spiritual solutions and complete solutions to all our problems. One of the most important things in the Bhagavad Gita is that Krishna tells Arjuna towards the end of the Bhagavad Gita that there is no servant who is more dear to me than he who shares this knowledge. So he first gives everything to Arjuna and he allows him to realize that knowledge, and then he tells Arjuna that there is no one who is more dear to me than he who shares this knowledge. So Krishna is encouraging all of us to take the Bhagavad Gita, to read the Bhagavad Gita, to apply the Bhagavad Gita, and then to share the Bhagavad Gita. Because sharing is caring. And when we give somebody something, we get more value for it. It's like Krishna is empowering all of us, the readers of the Bhagavad Gita, to go and share the Bhagavad Gita. And that also brings me to the second important point about this month. Remember earlier I said that it's the month of the Gita Jayanti, the month in which the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So the second thing is, because it's the month of Gita Jayanti and because it's Christmas or holiday time, people all over the world, devotees all over the world, are investing their energy, their attention, their enthusiasm in sharing this Bhagavad Gita with people all over the world. So we can think of any place in the world, from New Zealand to Russia, from any busy place in India to Calgary in Canada. Wherever you can think of, the Bhagavad Gita is being shared. And the name of this global campaign is called Live to Give. Because somebody who doesn't give finds it very hard to live. The best way, Srila Prabhupada says, to solve any problem that we have is to think about how we can do good for somebody else. And we know that in our Shastra, scriptures say that Anna Danam, Param Danam, Vidya Danam, Atah Param. So giving somebody food or giving other types of charity is great, but giving knowledge is the best gift. So during this time of the year, we're focusing a lot on sharing the spiritual knowledge. Again, we're sharing this so that we can receive more, so that we can realize more as well. So, the global goal, so all over the world, people are gathered to distribute at least 3 million Bhagavad Gitas. That's the goal. What's the goal? 3 million. At least 3 million. So we're going to do more than 3 million, but at least 3 million Bhagavad Gitas. And you may ask, Bhagavad Gita is great, it's spiritual knowledge, it gives us so much value, but why do you have a number goal? I have enough stress in my life. I have sales targets at work, if you're working a job like that, or I have bills to pay, there's numbers there. I have mortgage to pay, there's numbers there. Why do you have to have numbers in your spiritual life? Setting a goal is like turning a switch on. So imagine this room was really dark. We're not going to turn lights off, but just imagine the room was really dark and somebody flipped the light on. You would be able to see everything. When you turn the light switch on, you can see things, there is clarity, and your attention has focus. That's why in spiritual life we have goals. Because when we turn the switch of a goal on, our attention gets focused. And it empowers us to do more. If we don't have a goal, we wouldn't think of getting out of the comfort zone. If I ask you, Prabhuji, you look like somebody who's read the Bhagavad Gita, please take the Bhagavad Gita and share with somebody. And at least distribute one Bhagavad Gita, okay, this month. And it would be like, you don't have to listen to me, but thank you. Because I requested that one Bhagavad Gita, you're going to make the effort of trying to find somebody to at least get that one Gita done. So when we set up a goal like that, a number like that, our attention moves. Our energy moves, we try to do it. Otherwise, we leave it all up to luck. So 3 million Gitas. Toronto's goal in this 3 million is 26,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And we've been on this campaign for a long time. Well, we started this campaign at the beginning of November, and so far, we've distributed a lot of Bhagavad Gitas, and many of you have come forward to to support the campaign in many, many ways. Our goal right now is that we still have to distribute 5,498 Bhagavad Gitas in 1 week. So December 31st is when our campaign finishes. On January 1st, we have a New Year's program here. All of you are invited with your family and friends. There's going to be a nice program. We're also going to make the offering of the marathon of the Live to Give campaign to Srila Prabhupada. And we hope that by your support, we'll meet the goal at that time. There are many ways in which you can share this knowledge. If you feel inspired, you can, like Prabhuji, I volunteered him to distribute 1 Bhagavad Gita. You can also join people who are going out on the streets, to stores, door to door. They're going out and sharing the Bhagavad Gita after their work finishes on the weekends, or they're calling up their friends to share this knowledge. Tomorrow is Boxing Day. Everybody's going to be out on the streets for trying to capture sales. We're also going to be doing a Maha Harinam, which means devotees are going out, doing kirtan, sharing books and prasadam from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock at Old City Hall. So Old City Hall at Queen and Bay. If you're interested, please do come. It's going to be a very powerful experience. It is cold, so please dress warm, but 2 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Misha, thank you. Another way in which you can all participate is through the Gift of Gita program or the Shastra Dan program. We have a very dedicated team here in Toronto, which has, over the last 13 years, they have placed 130,000 books all over Canada in more than 2,700 venues. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you. So what does this mean? What does it mean to give a Bhagavad Gita in place? It essentially means that you give the Dhan of Vidya, and we have a dedicated team that makes all the phone calls to prisons, hospitals, libraries, correction homes, military shelters, thank you, hospices, nursing homes, and they deliver the books there. You don't have to carry these heavy boxes yourself, go out in the cold, but the team does it for you, and they follow up with these places. We have so many testimonials for people who've read the Bhagavad Gita and who've transformed their lives by the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. We have a story that we shared last time we did a presentation of a person who is in a prison, and he read the Bhagavad Gita and his life completely transformed. He's chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he's doing puja in the prison, he's trying to share the knowledge with the other inmates. So these books can transform lives. And all we're requesting is everybody's participation to actually help make a difference. I'm going to take a pause here now, and we have a little skit for you, just to lighten things up, to show the impact of one such book that transformed a life. So are you guys ready? Can we encourage our skit team a little bit more? Are you guys ready? Is it possible for our devotees here to just move back just a tiny bit? Thank you.
With this in mind, Sachin Kanaya Prabhu ventures out to share the Bhagavad Gita with one and all.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Patel Hotel. That's interesting. Let me try giving him Gita. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Oh, Mr. Patel. 3 motel, 4 hotel.
That's a nice name.
Kem cho?
Majama. My name is Prabhupada'S. I'm from Iskcon, Toronto community.
Oh,
On
achha.
behalf of the community, I'm here to give you this book, Bhagavad Gita, as a gift. You know, this book contains knowledge which is eternal and which will add value to your hotel and to your guest. You know, you can multiply the number of hotels you have just by reading this book.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, the 18th chapter, the last chapter of this book, Gita, talks about that wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is Arjuna, there is always victory, there is always opulence, there is always prosperity. Can you believe that?
That means I will have 6 motels.
Yes, why not?
Definitely, I will take it.
Thank you. I'll also give you these boxes. You can keep this with you and I'll come every month to review them.
Okay, I will keep a Bhagavad Gita in every room. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. Oh, Mr. Patel, 3 motel.
Stop. I don't care how many hotels you have. Just give me a room, please.
$108, lucky number. Weird man.
Just had enough with everything. I can't keep my relationships in place. I had money troubles. My parents aren't speaking to me. What am I going to do? I don't know. There's just too much on my mind. I'm just stressed out all the time. Is this the only option?
And he told me personally, when he could get some money, print books, that Brad stays on this point. Where is book? Where is book? Where is book? So kindly help me. This is my request. Print as many books in as many languages and distribute throughout the whole world. Then Krishna consciousness of man will automatically increase.
Don't know what I'm going to do. Bhagavad Gita. Okay. I've never seen this before. Let me try it. Mr. Stressful started flipping through the pages of the Bhagavad Gita. And as he allowed this beautiful knowledge to come through to his mind and ultimately his heart, Mr. Stressful was becoming Mr. Hopeful as he continued to read the whole Bhagavad Gita throughout the whole night, all the way to the morning.
Jai Shri Krishna.
So sorry about all the rude I said to you yesterday. I was really stressed out. I was contemplating on hurting myself.
No, not in this motel. Go in the next motel. Not here.
Thank you so much. Here your keys back. I read this book called the Bhagavad Gita and it changed my perspective on life and it made me more hopeful.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, definitely. This is the gift from Mr. Patel.
Thank you so much.
Weird man become the nice man.
Oh, Bhagavad Gita. From where did you get it?
I got it from Mr. Patel.
3 hotel, 4 motel.
Wow. Very nice. You know, this knowledge of Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago, and it is still relevant today. And you know, the real worship of this book, Bhagavad Gita, happens when you read it.
I can totally attest to that. I read this book last night, and it changed my perspective on life and death, and I'm definitely more hopeful now.
Wonderful. I'm thankful to you for reading this book. Please distribute the knowledge as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Let's hear it for our drama team. You can do better than that. Thank you, Padma, for leading the team and putting this very nice skit together. That is just one example of how a life can be transformed by one book. It can give hope to somebody when they're in despair. It can give knowledge to somebody who really needs it. And you can make a difference. So this Live to Give campaign is a celebration of the Bhagavad Gita. There are more than 65 languages in which Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is the Bhagavad Gita that Srila Prabhupada translated. It's available in more than 65 languages. So we have it in any language that you would like. And we have this opportunity with us now, that we can make a difference in someone's life. There's a limited reach that we have in our circles, and we may not even know of somebody, because many of you have the Bhagavad Gita, and everybody you know has the Bhagavad Gita. So by your act of charity, this dana is going to give you access to somebody else's life who you can transform forever. Their spiritual life. A little bit of spiritual knowledge is like a yogurt culture. How many of you make yogurt at home? Come on. How many of you know how yogurt's made at home? Okay, good. So we take a big pot of milk and we add a little culture, yogurt culture or khatta, if you speak Hindi. You add a little khatta and you put it in the warmed up or the boiled and cooled down milk. And that little yogurt can transform the whole milk into yogurt. That's the power of spiritual knowledge. One verse of Bhagavad Gita, you saw, can save somebody's life. One book can change a person's future trajectory, and one book can actually change the world. I asked this question the last time I was here. How many of you have heard about the theory of evolution? I think more of you have heard, you've just been shy. I won't call you on stage to explain what it is. But the theory of evolution was proposed by Charles Darwin. How many of you have read his book, The Origin of Species? That one person there. But most of you know about that philosophy because of that book. That one book that changed the way how science students think about life. So this is the power of a material scholar's work. Imagine the power of Bhagavad Gita. And actually giving dana or giving charity is something that purifies human life. Because every other endeavor, all animals want to eat, have a big house or a comfortable house from their standards, have other types of comforts, but only living human beings can inquire about spiritual life. Only we are capable of advancing spiritually. So in this human form of life, somebody who gives dana actually purifies the human life further and gets a lot of pious credits. So during this month of Gita Jayanti, we are requesting all of you to come forward and support this cause of Shastra Dan or Vidya Dan, to give the dan or charity of knowledge that is capable of transforming people's lives, knowledge that can give them eternal spiritual life. Because somebody who gets spiritual knowledge, they do not fall back into the cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. So having spiritual knowledge gives us access to transcend beyond the challenges of material world. And you can give this gift to somebody. It's the season of giving, it's the day of giving. We celebrate Christmas and this season as specially season of giving. So today you have the opportunity. You can participate in many ways. We have some proposed suggestions for donations. But however, you can give whatever your heart desires. There is no minimum and there is no maximum. And as we've heard sometimes, we like it to keep it under $1 million, if you can. So you can sponsor one box of Bhagavad Gita. This one box here, it costs us to print and ship $200. Whatever you give, you will get a tax benefit for it. And in addition to the tax benefit, you will get spiritual credits. You will become very, very, very dear to Lord Krishna. And we have other gifts. So I don't know how many of you saw on the altar, when the doors opened, again, no, they're not there now. At the 6 o'clock Aarti, these beads were offered to our deities of Shri Shri Gauritai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani. And anybody who sponsors one box today can have these japa beads, your personal blessed japa beads. We also have very special other gifts. Here in my hands, in this nice little package, are special neck beads. So beads that you wear around your neck. These special neck beads have been dipped in all holy places around Govardhan Hill. So Sri Govardhan Hill in Vrindavan Dham. And many saints have offered their prayers on this for the protection and spiritual development of anybody who wears them. So these are also available as a token of our appreciation to your generous donation. Again, the purpose of this whole thing is to share spiritual knowledge. Srila Prabhupada, as we heard in the skit, he said that if you ever get money, you must print books. Because even if I talk or anybody talks, that knowledge can only stay for some time. But if we share a book, it can transform somebody's life. The written printed books are the Brihat Mridanga, the great Mridanga. When we were doing Kirtan here, that Kirtan can be heard outside the temple, but not further down the block. But when we share a book, it transforms a whole community. It goes to different places. So once again, this is our humble request. Please don't hold back. Take this opportunity before the end of the year. Make your contribution count. Help save lives. Help make lives better. Help make people happy. And help transform lives. Ramamohan, would you have an announcement to make? Or anything to say? Mother Meenakshi, would you like to say something? Okay, is there anybody here? I'm just going to do a quick time check. Monisha, I have a couple of minutes. Okay.
Yes.
So if there's anybody here who would like to take part in this program, now is a good time to come forward. If you're too shy to come forward, I completely understand. We have at the front desk there, we have devotees standing there with their tax receipt books to give you donation receipts, and they have these gifts to hand out to you upon your kind donation. And I haven't forgotten, anybody who doesn't have a copy of the Bhagavad Gita of their own and they would like to take one to read, we'd be happy to give you one today as a gift on behalf of Santa Claus. So please come forward and make your support for the program. Is there anybody who would like to make a donation today? That you want to raise your hand and we can give you our little gift? I can't see. Oh, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Level 2, Hari Bo, what was your name? Gopal Krishna Prabhu would like to do a donation for level 2. Hare Krishna, thank you Prabhu. And add one Bhagavad Gita to it that you can give your friend. Thank you so much. Anybody else in the audience today? There's no amount that's small and there's no amount that's big because Lord Krishna has everything. He doesn't need your money, he doesn't need my money. But when we give for knowledge, we get a chance to purify ourselves. Whatever we have is going to be gone anyway one day. So if we use our knowledge, our wealth consciously for spiritual development, we get more credit for it. And okay? Thank you, Monisha. Thank you all very much. We're going to wrap up our presentation. Remember, Toronto's goal is 26,000 Bhagavad Gitas. We're a little over 5,000 Bhagavad Gitas short. We have 1 week, and you can make a difference. So please come forward, support the Shastra Dan campaign, help make a difference in other people's lives. Hare Krishna! Okay, yeah, let's get a round of applause for our people.
Yeah, a couple in the back, couple in the middle. Great, thank you, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. So, yes, round of applause. Thank you. So today's prashadam was cooked by Sucharu Padma Devi Dasi. So let's give a round of applause for all the cooks today. And today's piece was sponsored by an anonymous devotee on behalf of their grandson's birthday. So let's chant them up. A round of applause. And then we'll also chant them up another 3 times to honor this special occasion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. You can also sponsor a feast or DD garlands for any celebration or any occasion. So you can see a devotee at the front desk if you'd like to do so and for more information. BBT